I'm going to begin, guys, because I haven't got too long, obviously, just by asking what it was that initially attracted you to getting involved in this project. Because I love the episodes I've seen. It felt like something quite rare, which is to blend action and comedy and actually triumph in both areas, which is such a rarity. But it's a great little show.
I was like, oh, this is going to be great because there's such a nice blend of like comedy and drama, and the pathos comes when you don't expect it, but then the comedy undercuts it when you don't expect it. And I think that's just a really exciting genre.
Yeah. And Maisie, but in particular for your character, how did you go about kind of accessing the emotions in a sense that, because there is a kind of underlying comedic kind of edge to this the whole way through, but your character's going through quite a lot of profound, quite serious things, and I just wondered if you just have to treat it as a dramatic performance, as a dramatic character, and ignore the kind of comedic side.
Absolutely. Usually the protagonist isn't the funny one, which is good because I'm not that funny. But it's quite intimidating to do like a comedic performance. And so to just be the character in the middle who kind of sets other people up to, you know, make a joke or like whatever that is, it takes the pressure off for sure. But it does mean that at every turn you're looking for the reality and the truth. And that can be quite hard to do when everything is so funny, and that's like what the real challenge is, I think, and can sometimes feel quite disheartening because when you're trying to be real and honest and find like real emotion and it kind of feels like everyone around you is like taking the piss, like that can be like quite difficult. Like as an actor you kind of lose a lot of faith in yourself because you think like maybe this is like terrible what I'm doing here, but like it's good for the overall like arc of the show, and like that's kind of, you know, the culinary genius of like a director to like add all of these pieces together and like make it into something beautiful. But as a solo artist, it can be a bit like intimidating.
And Marwan and Taheen, I mean, you've got a great kind of chemistry in this. And I was just wondering about how important that is when you kind of, because I mean, the fact that you're all doing this interview as a free is already a good sign that you guys got on. Because I've been at junkets where they make everyone's kind of individuals usually the first sign. But obviously, like the three of you just seem to have a real kind of connection on screen. I'm just wondering about when you guys first met on set and if it felt like it came quite quickly.
When did we met first at the read through, and I wasn't doing it by then. I didn't have the job by then, so I went to the read through, and then it all happened after that. So sort of saw these guys. But I remember our first day together. I think it was on like a Tuesday or something, where it was all four of us, Sean included, and that was the moment where I was like, oh cool, this is the squad. This is what it's going to be like for the next 6 weeks. And I think straight away everybody kind of just went. We kind of just settled in. I remember sitting in Kerry's house, playing music and just enjoying each other. It was like 8 at night or something like that. Mm. And it kind of just happened. We kind of just clicked, and it's rare, but we're lucky that it just happened. So that just seamlessly travels back onto the screen, which is nice.
Yeah, and you know, they're long days, and sometimes acting can be a very insecurity-inducing job. So like, when you connect with people, you really hold on to that during the job, you know? And like, for me, it was just such a relief to be like, no matter what happens, like I'm safe with these lot and I can trust these lot and have a laugh.
But obviously in the character Kim goes through, there's a bit of a prank on her, obviously quite early on. I was wondering if you guys have ever fell victim to a prank before, ever played a prank on someone else that you ended up feeling quite bad about?
I could not go method for this because I'm just so not a pranky person.
Well, I mean, Kim, obviously, she thinks the world's going to end. So I'm just wondering if, because that brings out a kind of survivalist aspect in her, which obviously would have come in quite handy over recent months. But just in line with that, do you feel a bit like characters ever rub off on you as people? Do you ever kind of feel like maybe even over the last few months when if it's been a bit of a kind of dogged, kind of quite difficult time, do you ever sort of find yourself thinking, what did that character do to get through hard moments? Or is that just a bit of an idealistic viewpoint from an audience member?
It's a good question.
Yeah, I think there's definitely characters that you come across that you wish you were more like, and characters that you come across which you really identify with, but you kind of wish you didn't, and that you didn't have that trait within yourself, you know. And so I do think as actors you are very like emotionally aware, and just like you understand people and like why people do the things they do much more than like the average person. And so for that reason I think you are like self-aware to some extent, and when you are in like a, you know, low position or like whatever, you can understand why you're there and what you can do to like change that about your life, I guess. And whether or not you've had that, you know, with a character that you've played or not, it's kind of just something that a tool that actors have.
It can help understand your behavior patterns better, because sometimes like I'm with my partner and I realize, oh, what's the subtext here? What's my objective? Oh, I'm doing so I can get this. Oh shit, I'm a selfish person. So it's kind of like therapy sometimes, you know.
I just wondering too, I think my final question really, it's just about whether there could be a sort of second season, and if that's something you guys would be interested in doing, because obviously this, you know, whenever you have watched a good TV show, you always want to see more. So could there be more?
There could be more. There could be more.
There's quite short, snappy episodes, you know, and a lot happens in a short amount of time. So I would love to see these lot go on and do
for sure.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
And it was like a 6-week shoot. It's like the dream.
It was so short. It was
like
so short.
Super short, super fun, great cast. Like, have us back. Just write anything. Just
super short and super fun. A bit like this interview. Anyway, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That goes, and hopefully, if there is a season 2, we can do this junket in real life. Who knows?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you,
Stefan.
Stefan. Cheers. See you later, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey